Oi, 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 everyone. How are we doing? Let's make sure the mic is working. All right, we should be up and running. Maybe, hopefully. The first couple of seconds of the stream is always torturous because I'm not sure whether my mic's working. I'm not sure whether I'm live. I'm not sure if anything's working at all. So the first few minutes are dedicated to you and letting me know where in the world you're watching this from. Are you watching from the toilet? Are you watching from your couch? Are you watching from a mounting top retreat? So wherever in the world you're watching from, welcome. Welcome to our little part of the internet. Welcome to our cozy little nook out in the middle of nowhere in sunny South Wales. And it has been quite sunny today. It's not a joke, it's an actuality. It's quite nice weather here. I feel a little bit cheated. Already we're getting, okay, evening, mic sounds fine, brill, that's what I was looking for, Okay, tonight we have a very, very, very special show because I should have had Lawrence here with me, live streaming the entire thing, interacting with me, and we're going to be developing our Scouring projects alongside each other. But you know what the selfish bastard has done? He's had the gall to have a baby. Yes, I'm very proud to announce that Lawrence is now a proud father of a healthy young boy. Everyone's doing well. He came a little early. He couldn't wait to join the world, but to celebrate this, I couldn't go with the usual cause. I just couldn't. Instead, so we're going with a Kahoo. Now, this was given to me by a student, a very good student, my favorite student. I think this is Danish. Oh God, there's a bunch of stuff on the back I do not recognize. Pregnant women should not drink it. So I guess not pregnant anymore. Where is this from? Kahoo. Where is this from? Anybody in the chat know where this is from? Okay, Netherlands again, I guess. Where would you change from? Watching from Yorkshire Dales. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I hope you're going to join me with a drink tonight, especially to celebrate Lawrence's achievement because he's not infertile. There you go. Oh, this one is for you. We got to wet the baby's head, so to speak. There you go. That wonderful ASMR. Wherever you're watching from in the world, welcome. Welcome to some Scouring action. What a show we have in line for us tonight. Oh, it didn't fill up very much. We might have to toast the baby's head again after this, just depending on how quickly we get through this drink. All right, so for tonight, we're going to be going through the March challenge. And if you're unsure of exactly what this challenge is, I'll go through it again. I'll review it. We're going to be going through what I've been up to in the hobby, what commissions I've been painting, the batshit crazy stuff I'm getting prepared for Adepticon. We're going to be having a look at what our community has been up to as well, because this thing is nothing. I'd be talking to the void if it wasn't for you. So thank goodness for people replying in the chat and just leaving me know that you're out there. I'm in the dark office here with no music. Kabanda's looking at me rather threateningly. I'm drinking Finnish beer. Excellent. Thank you again. So this show is really made by you. We're going to, rather interestingly and topically, we've had a new lore dump from Games Workshop. We've had information about the Scouring from Games Workshop official, which has kind of changed our timeline a little bit and kind of messed with our challenging a little bit, but not really. We're going to plow on with it. And then to end the show, you're going to be helping me base my miniatures. We're going to be actually ending with a little bit of hobby. So let's begin with what this challenge is. The Scouring Era Challenge is a year-long challenge for you to collect a Scouring themed army. We do ask it's going to be around 1,500 points to make it manageable for us to achieve. And by the end of the year, we're all going to gather at Warhammer World, have a massive knees up for those who can make it. But for all the participants of the challenge who successfully create a Scouring Era army by the end, you will receive a lodge token. Send me your address, I'll fire it out. No matter where you are in the world, you can join in, you can get that. If you're just coming to this new, I've just learned about this challenge, what do I do? Panic not. You can join in right now. Let's have a look at our checklist, shall we? So right now, we have 2026 Scouring Era Challenge. Faction, pledge, army list written, check. Test model, painted, check. I have Frank the Flesh Terror done. This month's challenge, getting a unit painted. And this is where things quickly fall down for me, because I'm going to Adepticon at the end of this month. I do not have the full month to pursue a unit. I mean, thinking about maybe transferring next month's challenge over to this one, paint a character. It's going to take me, I know the character I'm going to paint. I have it here ready and raring to go. It will take me around a day to paint. I can get next month's challenge completed and shift this one over to next month's. But mama didn't raise no bitch. No, I'm not doing that. Unit it is. Unit. I've created a goddamn unit. I've got 10 of these bad boys on the way. Got despoilers. Look at that. I'm so proud of my sergeant. Hold on. I'm going to rifle through the... There he is. It's the kind of legionnaire Amit would be proud of. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, wait a minute. My picture-in-picture is doing something weird. Hold on. Let me get rid of myself there. Beautiful. Right. Look at that. Look at that gem. He screams sergeant, does he not? Got a couple more of these fellas. Done. A full squad of 10. 10. I've got them built. I will have them painted by the end of the month. God damn it. I will fucking get it done. Whether it kills me or you. But Adepticon. Oh, Adepticon. Brighten up my day. What have you been up to in the hobby? Have you been following along with the Scouring Era Challenge? Oh yeah, the checklist. If you want to join in, come on the Discord. Download the pack. There's a pack on there. Just simply catch up to where we are now, and you're a part of the gang. You're a part of the cool kids. You're doing the Scouring Era Challenge. Been dying to drink this. I've been waiting for a break. Oh, that's not bad. It kind of tastes a bit like appley, a bit cidery. Yeah, that's really nice. A lot. It is so much better than the crap we've been drinking here over the past few weeks. The Coors Light. Oh God, I hate that stuff. But what have you been up to? Brighten up my day. I need a bit of cheering up. What have you been up to in the hobby? Have you been painting? Have you been successful? Have you been winning, son? If not, brighten up my day by telling me your losses as well. That's equally as uplifting. You know, when other people fall down and you don't, equally as up. Let's uplift each other. Okay, Adepticon. Trying to get everything. So I'm teaching 4 classes at Adepticon. Caravaggio course. It's a brief history of Caravaggio's inspirations, how he painted, and transferring this into your own work. The next one is a Breaking Bad homage. So going through the color theory of Breaking Bad, looking how you can how they color scripted and create storylines within the color that they use and tensions between them. And then dragging that into our own work, translating that into our own work. I got a beginner sculpting course, 4.5 hours. So I got lots of time to actually, normally I do this over 2 hours and it's a bit of a rush to get it done in that time. This is a full 4-hour course. Delighted to be teaching it. And then we round off the entire week with, God, what's my last course? I should know this. Oh, it's a brand new course. That's why I can't remember. The 8 Secrets of Non-Metallic Metal. It's a simple checklist that I go through every time I paint non-metallic metal. You use this checklist. By the end of it, you'll have somewhat convincing non-metallic metal. Like chess, I can teach you how to play. It is down to you to master it. But I can at least teach you how to play. I can teach you how to do non-metallic metal. The courses are done. The prints are coming out right now. I'm having a bit of trouble finding the resin, but the prints are on their way. I'm trying to get as much stuff done for clients. When I move out to America, when I go to America, I can send things internally. I'm working on this badass Khan. Look at this guy. I'm working on this for a client. Will be done by the time I fly out. I'm also doing the Cabanda. Do you guys have any idea how big Cabanda is? Do you have any idea how big that fuck? Right, let's see what we're up to. Howdy folks, hi all. I'm rebuilding my space walls for 40k and 30k. Oh, okay. 40k and 30k. What grey have you chosen? Because that is something I've struggled with a lot, like the grey. I think I've come to peace with my type of grey that I like using. Let's forget this. Okay, Okay, I think I've come to peace with the grey that I like using. It's kind of like that storm grey with a little bit of blue essence to it. So this was the latest Space Wolf tutorial that's up on the Patreon right now. Oh, you become a patron if you like. I'll teach you how to paint. Bunch of cool recipes on there, bunch of cool stuff on there. Yeah, I don't want to plug this too much. Rebuilding my Space Wolf. Okay, struggling with some Elder models to practice freehand before trying my hand at the next Scouring unit. Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're going to try freehand on any miniatures, Elder offer those nice blanket surfaces to do it on. Yeah, so why not? It's a good one to practice on at the very least. Right, okay. What have our community been up to? Let's have a little look-see, shall we? So if you are part of the Discord, it is completely and utterly free to join. Completely and utterly free. No catches, no hints. You don't have to sign up for anything. You just jump straight into our Discord. Really nice, small community on there. Guys who genuinely talk to each other. I find a lot of Discord groups, they want to grow as quickly as they can, and it just becomes overwhelming. This nice, small, easy to understand group. Right, so we've got a whole section dedicated to the Scouring. A whole section. Let's have a look at project news. Yeah, there you go. Miles, maybe switch up March and April goals. Nah, I ain't no bitch. Okay. Work in progress miniatures. These Dark Angels are just gorgeous. I'm going to claim full credit for them. He uses my tutorial. No. They're looking good. And these are just outrageous, aren't they? Palatine squad. Look at this. Can we just take a moment to bask in? I'm going to take a drink. I'm going to take a drink. But this is really good. If anybody wants to sponsor the show by giving me beer, I'm all ears. I'll give you a shout out. You got a painting studio? Let me know. Buy me a beer. I'll advertise you. They are so good, aren't they? This army is going to be something special. These are. This is what I wanted the Scouring to be. This picture here. Gorgeous, gorgeous scheme, well executed. That's going to be a phenomenal looking army. Doom Eagles, yes. Yes, this is what I want. This, look at the great work our community's doing. Imperial Guard. Shitload of Imperial Guard before Adepticon. I mean, let's take a moment just to admire this weathering on here. Flat silver surfaces can be so boring. They can be so boring. But what has this guy done? He's added some tasteful weathering in here. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Finished miniatures. How many finished miniatures? Oh, don't know how he points. Don't know how he points this is, but this is the start of a 1.5 army. That's the start. Who is this? Josh, you're putting us to shame, Josh. I have one miniature bit. I have 1 miniature painted, 10 miniatures built. You're putting me to shame, utterly. These wonderful Skitarii miniatures are so good. More beautiful, beautiful Dark Angels. Just sickeningly good. This, utterly in love with. Look how good this is. Look at that cloak. The patterning on the cloak. Just... What more do you want from a hobby? What more do you want? Got these. Oh my God. Using the classic thing. I mean, this is something I really like from this challenge. You're able to like cross-pollinate with classic 40k kits because it's not strictly heresy. This is Scouring era, which we've had a bit of an info dump on. Oh, nice. We have some, I think they're red revilers. Test piece. Beautiful, beautiful. So the community just bursting full of inspiration, really inspiring people. Good, well-meaning, easy to communicate, gives genuine feedback. And at the end of the month, probably won't be able to do it this month, but normally at the end of the month, I'll review everyone's work. And I'll do a live stream where I'll do like a live edit of everyone's stuff. All right, okay, we've got Adepticon prep. We've got what the community's up to. Should we have a look what Games Workshop has been up to? They've had an actual info dump at this point. Let's have a look at what our community is saying. Thinking about going grey as the base. Grey is good. Grey is humble. Been struggling with some Elder, okay. Should we have a look at the what Games Workshop have been up to? There you go. Boom. Right. Okay. We've had some actual scouring news. Actual scouring news. So the timeline has somewhat changed. So the Scouring Era Challenge was meant to encompass the period of around 100 to 150 years, which I thought was what the Scouring was. Originally, it did take over a 7-year period. It has changed back to a 7-year period, and we have some really nice information from Games Workshop. I have a horrible habit of skim reading these, so I'm going to read this article out to you. So the Horus Heresy may have come to a close with the end and the death, but the Imperium story continues as they navigate the ruined empire left in the War Master's wake. The vengeful campaign to plunge Horus's traitors from the galaxy is known as the Scouring, and kicked off with the Ashes of Imperium. I'd love to do a book review of that. That is such a phenomenal book. Really, I mean, anything Chris Wright reads. Have you guys read it? Anybody read this? What do you think of it? Okay, to mark Black Library's celebration, we spoke to the lore writers of Warhammer, the Horus Heresy, to find out how they are working hand in hand with Black Library authors on the series, nailing down the timeline of this tumultuous era. I think this is an important thing. The Horus Heresy felt like it tore itself into reality. It set off at such a blistering pace. Dan Abnett's Horus Rising, and then you had Graham McNeil's False Gods, and it just continued apace. But I don't think there was any time to sit and plan the overall arc. That's why the Horus Heresy series feels so bloated. It was part of a release cycle that emphasized regular releases rather than an overall concluding narrative arc. And in this article, they very clearly set out that this will be a narrative arc with a very clear end. Let's talk about it. Okay, it was really exciting to see the release of the first novel in the Black Library's new series, The Scouring, as work began on it several years ago when the guys at Black Library first started talking about what might come after the Siege of Terra novels were concluded. As part of the planning process, the Warhammer studio was involved right from the onset, and we found ourselves engaged in a fascinating exercise in future history. This is really encouraging to read, that the studio and Black Library authors are working hand in hand. So they may have a clearer vision of rolling out new miniatures, rules to tie in with Black Library releases. It feels like there's a much more coordinated effort between the two, which can only be a good thing. It was obvious from the start that what was needed was a convincing and consistent underlying military history style narrative, a historical backdrop for the character-driven stories the authors wish to tell in their novels, as well as setting things up for any potential future gaming books. Music to my ears. Because this isn't the thing where we're going to impose on you, you must write this novel, you must hit this narrative beat. The Scouring Era isn't that well fleshed out. They'll talk about their inspirations in here, but the own research I've been doing, it's a sentence here, it's a snippet there, with not much in the way of a very clear overview across the entire thing. It's them cleaning things up, running it over, then asking the authors, what stories do you want to tell in this universe? Great, it's author-led. It's not imposed. You must tell the story to fill a slot. Great. This is 4167. Loved the book, and all the perspective went. What do we do now? Yeah, you do get that feeling in that book. It's just barren and sterile. Nobody knows what they're doing, but yet at the end they're condemned to make the same mistakes that led them to this point. It's an incredibly depressing, nihilistic book. I loved it, but I was bummed out reading it. You got to do something happy. You got to have a puppy or something to play with to cheer you up, because that book is so unremittingly, relentlessly nihilistic, even for a Warhammer book. And this is really pleasing to see, a military history style narrative. Part of the drawbacks of a setting like AOS is that even though you have compelling characters and miniatures, the miniature range is outrageous. But the lore and the story feels like it's a 5-year-old telling you a story they made up in their head. And then this happened, and the dragon, and then the moon came and fought with the sun, and then the dragon was born. It's nonsense to me. I can't make heads nor tail. It's granted, I'm not the demographic they're going for. This is me, a more grounded military history style narrative. Great. I want to know about sad things like munitions. I want to know about supply lines. I want to know about military tactics on a galaxy-wide scale. This is the kind of like grit and minutiae I really get off on. And it's my favorite parts of the Horus Heresy, looking at that stripped back militaristic style engagement with the universe, and even with more esoteric things like the warp. I mean, I've been rereading Echoes of Eternity, criminally underrated book. That is such a good book in the series. But even in something like that, when the warp is so overseeded and like interlaced itself with the reality, there's still the need for clear supply lines, for military style tactics, for in-world tactics to apply. So that's really, really encouraging to see. This would serve to give both novels and gaming supplements. Gaming supplements a common foundation and keep the grand narrative moving in the right direction, which, as Warhammer fans know, culminates in the vengeful loyalists casting the defeating traitors into the eye of terror. Or so Imperial propaganda would have you believe. Okay, this is really fascinating. Future narratives, future gaming supplements. Is anybody excited by future gaming supplements in this universe? I wish they'd do them like the Black Books. I don't think I'd be super excited to see the new journal style version that they've been releasing. I wish it was done over like a 6-month period where they wrote this huge tome that was just unleashed into the community. 6 months, a year, whatever, just unleashed into the community. So, I mean, give and take, right? I like that they are thinking about providing gaming supplements in this universe. And it makes sense, right? I'm excited for the Cage book. Yeah, that's one of the major events of the Scouring era. Yeah, I wish we had the Black Book type books for the Scouring era. I'm still locked in the idea that the next gaming supplement will be a Black Book and not the journals they've been released. Has anybody else found the journals a little bit underwhelming? It kind of makes sense, right? You have this whole range in the Horus Heresy in plastic. And the Horus Heresy as a narrative has come to an end. It's been a 10-year cycle going from Horus Rising right the way up to the end of the death. What next? You have this range of miniatures and no setting to go in? Shit, what do we do? Okay, Scouring. Pop them in the Scouring. I hope that they open up different chapter organizations so we can do things like Crimson Fists and Executioners and Obsidian Blades, and we can do Excoriators, we can do Flesh Tearers. You can open up the range even more for more characters, more conversions, more bits, more stuff to sell us. And surely that's the aim of the game, right? Selling stuff to people. Enjoy end stage capitalism. Okay, the first task was to research everything that's ever been written about the Scouring, and then they go through in this article what they've done. There's surprisingly little out there. They do reference Codex Ultramarines and Codex Chaos. There isn't that much in there concerning the Scouring. There's maybe like a paragraph where it talks about how Guilliman reconstituted the legions and tried to rid Imperial space of them. There's vanishingly little information out there about the Scouring, which makes it such an engaging period of time for us to explore as gamers, hobbyists. Coda's chaos side of things, it doesn't exactly detail the fall into the Eye of Terror. And this is one of those questions that fascinates me right at the outset of this project. How did the chaos factions decide that the Eye of Terror would be their sanctuary? Surely that wouldn't be the first decision that you make, diving headlong into hell. Now, for legions that are so infested with demon kin and so reliant on the warp, like the word bearers, perhaps the Eye of Terror presents an opportunity for them to recommune with the powers of the warp, with the powers of divinity. For maybe Sons of Horus, who were so infested at the time, so reliant on warp, that could be a possibility for them. I mean, being hunted from both sides, hated by both sides, no longer preeminent in the legions, instead hated bitterly by both loyalists and traitors. Yeah, it couldn't have been an easy decision to go there. And it does talk about in this article that you have two different points of view. The heretics who dive headlong into the damnation of the Eye of Terror, and those who want to reconstitute the empire. Okay, we worked tirelessly on a full timeline detailed with all the major events and key actions of the legions. Covers 7 years. 7 years is a lot shorter period of time than I thought it was. This gives us lots of information about where everyone needs to be at the key points in the narrative, offering thrilling opportunities to flesh out some of the major battles and other events. Great. One thing that needed resolving about the Scouring was the framing of its climax. Okay, 4167, didn't Thousand Sons and Word Bearers already have strongholds in the Eye? I know the Word Bearers did because Corfieron founded his world. I can't remember the name of the world, but it's the world that the Word Bearers ended up on. And I believe Prospero was transferred into the Eye of Terror by Magnus. So I think they had very strong footholds in there. And then when the Emperor's children came in, they were just so numerous and so vicious. Because they didn't do fuck all of terror. They didn't engage. They just ran headlong. Night Lords, there were war bands in there, but they didn't have the kind of stranglehold or the like empiric manipulation legion like the Thousand Sons or the Word Bearers would have, but they were still present. This is the Night Lords trilogy clouds a lot of people's impression of what the Night Lords were. This is one Night Lord's perspective of what the Legion was and how they operate. We have a direct counterpoint in those novels. Reuven, I'm going to call him Reuven, the sorcerer. Oh, we weren't tainted. We didn't draw from the warp. Well, how do you explain me? I'm a sorcerer. Talos. Oh, you're drawing from a more pure warp state that our father did. No, you're not. You're corrupted by the same warp energies as everyone else. You're just deluded by them. So there was a presence of Night Lords in the warp. Iron Warriors, they came in later in numbers, and they turned the eye or eye space into mechanical hell forges. Alpha Legion do operate inside there, but not as numerous. Anyone else we're forgetting? And then you have like outliers like Space Wolves. You have Blood Angels that fell as Cygnus Prime. You have the traitor elements of the White Scars that didn't join the Zaga Mazan. Yeah, lots of different competing elements in there. Okay, this is interesting to read though. It's known from the lore that the Loyalists drove the defeated traitors into the Eye of Terror, which would then serve as something of a sanctuary, because the Loyalists could never follow them into this roiling, sanity-cracking depths. Now they could absolutely follow them in, but what is the point? They want to establish an empire within real space. Everywhere else, because, in the Black Legion novels, Abaddon outlines the problem, or Kion outlines the problem, that once you gain sanctuary within the Eye, you are stuck. There's no way to break out of it in any kind of force. You can have drip drabs, war bands occasionally sneaking through, but nothing that can threaten the Empire until Abaddon forces an entry into real space and kills Sigismund. But that's a story for another time. This raises the question of whether the traitors willingly and deliberately took refuge there, seeking the embrace of chaos as a means of re-empowering themselves for an eventual return to the galaxy, or whether the loyalists were actually unable to totally defeat the War Master's servants and sought instead to cast them out and guard the eye against them ever returning to plague the Imperium. Great. Either or. It's not a definitive answer. I don't want a definitive answer. The question is more engaging for me. It is far more engaging. Of course, this being Warhammer, both can be true. Great. Motivations of various main players in the traitor camp. Some surviving traitors are fully enamored by the ruinous powers. Others are still waging war in the old Legion manner. Their objective to complete the Great Crusade and establish themselves as the rulers of a new Imperium. Perturabo, maybe? Who else could be aiming to reconquer the galaxy? Wouldn't be Fulgrim, he couldn't give a shit. Lorgar, maybe? That would be a compelling narrative. Alfarius? Did he ever have the idea? He seems like the kind of guy who just likes undermining structures and authority and any kind of structure. He's a guy who likes digging underneath. He doesn't seem the ruler type. Magnus, maybe? I don't know. In many ways, these two philosophies are completely opposed, setting up conflict within each traitor legion as different leaders attempt to influence matters to their own ends. Brilliant. Yep, that's what I want to see. I want to see the breaking. I want to see the fracturing. I want to see internecine conflict between the Lion and his brothers. I want to see conflict between the brothers. I don't want clean lines of narrative. Right. Okay. Timeline of the Scouring. Mid-14, M31. Siege of Terra concludes. Retreat begins. Late M1431. Battle of Luna. So this has been very heavily set up in... no, actually it concludes in the ashes of the Imperium. I'm sorry. No, they set up the liberation of Mars in the ashes of the Imperium. No, the Battle of Luna happens in the Scouring era book, the first of the Ashes of the Imperium. Fantastically visceral, brutal warfare. Liberation of Mars. I'm wondering who the writer of that's going to be. Now, Russ very much puts himself forward to liberate Mars in Ashes. So I believe it's going to be Space Wolf-led liberation of Mars. And that's going to be fun to see. Very heavily are Ultramarines, because there's just so many of them in Imperial space at that time, or Terran space. Maybe Dark Angels as well. A little bit of friction between those brothers, maybe. Late 15 M31. The last of the traitor forces are purged from the solar system. So just within a year, their traitor forces are completely purged, including Mars. After securing Sol and reorganizing the weary remnants of the Loyalist legions. All right, okay. Reorganizing the weary remnants of the is this the devolution of the legions, do we think? Is this where it happens? Early 06 M31? Is this the second founding? Could be. Bitter and vengeful Dawn, because Dawn is pissed. He does not want his legions broken down at all. He tears... At the end of the End in the Death, there's some really unusual passages with Dawn, how he's trapped by Khorne. And this might influence his decision-making later on, how he tears after Perturabo, how he just wants to seek vengeance. It's an interesting narrative arc that they've set up there. Really interesting narrative arc that they've set up there. But yeah, it makes sense how they'd have it. This is the reconstitution of the legions right here. 016. Bitter and vengeful, Rogel Dawn declares they must scour the traitors from the face of the galaxy in what many come to see as the dismal echo of the Great Crusade. How great! Okay, let's just wallow in that nice turn of phrase. A dismal echo of the Great Crusade. You've won Terror, the greatest battle of humankind up until that point. You are the victor of Terror. You strike out from you think you'd be victorious, jubilant. You are the empire reascendant. No, everyone's weary. Everyone's bummed out. Everyone's worn through, betrayed. The empire is founded on lies and contradictions, ruled by hypocrites. And they try to off traitors and despicable warp influenced byblows. Dismal echo of the Great Crusade. That's a great turn of phrase. Mid-16, M31, Battle of Avalon. Avalon. Anybody know what that is? Avalon. Hold on. Avalon. Battle of Avalon. Anybody in the chat knows that? Can't see anything. That might be like a deep lore snippet. That could be the kind of thing that is mentioned in a White Dwarf battle report once and never mentioned again. And the researchers, Battle of Avalon. Okay, let's make a book about it. Mid-16, M31, the Battle of Gamma Horgan. Sir, guys out there, can you type this into Google, the Battle of Gamma Horgan? Do we have anything out there on this? Anything on like a wiki page? Fleeing terror to take Gamma Horgan with help from turncoat local forces. Oh, okay. Before pursuing Terran forces, reinforced by others from Cado and Aquitaine, drive them off towards Vanaheim. Do any of these places ring a bell in any of our chats? Could people whack this into Google to find out? Just started, already feeling called out. I'm watching on the toilet. Delightful. Well, I hope you. Okay, since you're on the toilet, look up what Gamma Horgan was. What the hell was that? I remember when they did the Horus Heresy Weekenders, and every year they trot out the timeline, and parts of it would be blocked out. They knew exactly where they were going. Alan knew exactly where he was going, but they block areas out. I remember the first time I saw Beta Garman. I was looking at what the hell is Beta Garman? And he was talking about this is a fully formed empire that gave itself over to the Imperium. This was a star-spanning empire with all the advanced infrastructure of a civilized society, just simply handing itself over, agreeing the pact with the Imperium. Perfect. And that's what made this conflict so bloody in the wind up to the Siege of Terror. I remember reading after the fact, like, I've never heard of Beta Garman before. What the hell is that? Apparently it was mentioned in Space Marine or like Titan Legions. One of the first books one of the first game systems that they did. Anybody know what right? Okay, now all new. Okay, only reference I could see is this article. All new, completely. All right, okay. This is something we do know. Underworld War finally ends. Now, this is an incredibly bitter conflict. If anybody's knowledgeable of the First World War, which I can't profess to be, I know very surface level stuff with it, but the warfare that happened with the tunnelers. So to get underneath the trenches, you had tunneling teams that would go underneath, that would frequently collapse on top of them because of the artillery, that would hit methane traps or like gas traps that you die. That's why canaries are down there. But one of the bloodiest conflicts you could come to face is that when two tunneling teams would meet each other and slaughter each other in the dark. And it is the most, I think, horrific type of warfare. I mean, it's all horrific, but that was particularly horrifying, claustrophobic warfare. And whenever I think of the Underworld War at Calth, I liken it to that. An incredibly brutal conflict where, I mean, for those who've read The Ashes of the Imperium, the Loyalists won, but they're not okay. Vulcan, he's not the same Vulcan we remember from earlier in the Crusade. His actions are positively demonic. Jagatai Khan is a hollowed out shell of the creature he used to be. Dawn. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story on my father here. Okay, I don't mean to sound like a sob story, but he was sick for a while, and it was the kind of sickness you felt like you would heal quicker if you just broke. If you just were a little bit more human, and you broke down, and then the healing began. But he never did. You know, he's a man of incredible constitution, and because of that strength, I think in the long term it damaged him deeply. He's okay. I don't mean to track down the cat. Yeah, nothing like a depressant to get you talking, but Dawn feels the same way. The experience. So in the Ashes in the Imperium, he seems the most together of the loyalist Primarchs. He seems the least affected, but those experiences he went through present themselves, and you see the crack in the foundations, the trauma happening later on when it comes to things like the Iron Cage incident. Underworld War finally ends. The conflict on Calth is declared to be over, and then the Scouring of Molech. I'd love more information on Molech. I would. Oh, right. Okay, we got another one. Avalon is mentioned in Chaos Codex 2nd and 8th edition. What is that in relation to? Is it just like a single sentence? Avalon? What is in the 2nd and 8th edition? What is that reference? The Scouring of Molech. I hope we learn more about Molech. I mean, Molech is a deity that famous for eating his own children. It is suspected that one of the lost Primarchs was present here when the Emperor made his bargain, or one of the bargains, with the Chaos Powers. I believe it was Horus and Alfarius were the other members, or it might have been Jagatai Khan, but one of the forgotten Primarchs. And because of the name of Molech, it's inferred that the Emperor offered one of his own children, one of his own Primarchs, as a sacrifice to be devoured by the creature of Molech. I'd like more information on that. I'd like just little teasers. I don't need the entire story explained to me. Just tease me with it. Yeah, edge me with it, please. Okay, Regular Bear Minis. Thank you, Regular Bear Minis. It's a planet map, Avalon. And that is all we have on it, Avalon. Okay, great. Battle of Seraphina. Regular Bear Minis, do your thing. Seraphina. Arigata? Am I pronouncing that correctly? Arigata culling? These might be totally made up things. I mean, it's all made up, but it could be new. Late M17, the Second Battle of Vanaheim. Scattered traitors muster around Vanaheim and attempt to retake the world, but defeated and driven towards Yarant. Now, Yarant is the section of space where the Sons of Horus broke the Space Wolf Legion. It's where Abaddon hunted down the Legion. But that timeline is a little bit wishy-washy. I don't know a tremendous amount about it. But I know that's where Abaddon hunted down the Space Wolves during the Horus Heresy. We come to mid-18 M31, Operation Carthage. It's a bit on the nose, isn't it? Operation Carthage. The Scouring of Istvan V. Oh, God, as if that planet hasn't dealt with enough bloodshed. The Doom of Valhalla. The poor Valhallans. I mean, it couldn't be that doomy because we have Valhallan regiments in 40k. And here we go, the big one. Mid M19. So we've got from mid 14 to early 19. So it's roughly 5 years. Scouring covers about 7 years. This comes late on, the Iron Cage. This is where the Imperial Fists operate. It is the last operation of the Imperial Fists as a legion. Descend on a world to trap Perturabo and kill him. Oh, got a bit gassy. Unknown to them, Perturabo has prepared this entire... it was a planet at the time, it might be a system now, but it's prepared the ground as just meaningless killing fields to entrap, enslave, and destroy the imperial fists. And he does such a good job of humiliating the imperial fists and Dawn that Perturabo ascends to demonhood before returning to Olympia to establish his Iron Empire. 2 years long siege of Olympia begins. I'm guessing by the Ultramarines. But this is possibly the most well-known incident in the Scouring. This is the pivotal story here. I'm guessing it's going to be given to somebody like Abnett or Chris Wright. I'm hoping if you had a horrible rumor that ADB is no longer writing books for Black Library, I really hope that's not the case. He's taken a new position as like overseer of law. He is my favorite writer in Black Library's stable, and I really hope we aren't going to be deprived of more stories from him. Yeah, the Iron Cage. Okay, we got the Agrita culling is in Index Astartes. Wow, holy hell, they really have done their research. Late 19 M31, the third battle of Paramar. So there we go, there we have it, the new updated timeline for the Scouring era, and it only covers 5 years. In this article, it does detail that the Scouring takes place over 7 years. And we know, we know at the end of this, the traitors flee into the Eye. So what is that pivotal event? What is that turning point? Because the legions are scattered at this point. They have no coherent, cohesive leadership at the top. They haven't got a figurehead. You could argue that the loyalists lost. I mean, they lost a significant amount of their Primarchs, war material. The Terran sphere is enclosed by the Dark Empire, but there's one irrefutable fact that separates the two forces. The Emperor, through propaganda, maybe, I'm aware of the dead Emperor theory, okay, I'm aware of it, but the Emperor lived, Horus did not. The figurehead for the traitor cause was snipped. The head was taken from the body, and the body is running in all different kinds of directions. There's no unifying cult of personality at the very top, so the traitors would make up their own minds. I'd be interested to read the reasons for each traitor, the reason why each of the traitors go into the Eye of Terror, and I think we're going to see that. But I'm wondering what they note a pivotal climax at the end of this. What is that pivotal climax? Could it be Abaddon leading the vengeful spirit into the Eye of Terror? Could it be Lorgar heralding a new age of the warp? I don't know. But I'm going to be interesting to see what that final climactic event will be. Maybe Dawn dying, Dawn being sacrificed, Dawn entering into the Eye of Terror to seek vengeance, or Leman Russ entering. I mean, it's a 7-year period. I hope they don't try and put too much in this 7-year period and leave a little bit of scope. And I hope they explore different people's stories. I don't need another story with Abaddon in this era. I want to see other warlords. I want to see other personalities. Those personalities that don't survive into 40k lore, but were prominent in this period. Maybe had very short flashes of inspiration and then cut. I want to be more Game of Thrones. I want to see more cutthroat shit. All right. I don't need another Space Wolf army, but I can be convinced you should collect more Space Wolves. Enjoy late stage capitalism, my friend, because nobody else will. Okay, let me get this. Can I move this? Yeah, let's move that out of the way. And what you can do is help me base my miniatures now. Hello, everyone. It gives me a little bit more of a chance to actually chat to you and engage in the chat. Where is this? Video capture device. Okay, this is the best we're gonna get. All right, okay. Don't need another space. You definitely need another Space Wolf army. You wanna see what I've been up to? This is what I've been up to. 10 Marines for this month's challenge. Who else is participating? Who else has done 10 Marines? Eh? Or what is your first unit, rather? I've also printed these off. Now, whenever I come to do an army collection, I always think, where can I set them? Where can I put them in the universe? Where can they go? I'm a little bit unsure of exactly where I'm going to place these guys in the narrative, in the universe, but I have these outrageously gorgeous bases that I 3D printed off. This is from Zabka's workshop. I've been doing a little bit of filing, and I don't like the lip on them. When I put it on, it's just that extra little bit of layer heightens them too much. So what I've been doing with these base toppers is filing them down like an idiot, and then snapping them off and gluing them onto the base. So you can help me do that now. But I am canvassing for color schemes for this. Because this is a project motivated by nostalgia, I was thinking maybe doing whatchamacallit, like Goblin Green. I don't know whether I'm brave enough to do Goblin Green. I genuinely don't know. Hold on. Ah, there we go. That's better. Drag myself down. There we go. That's much better. Let's lock that. Okay, great. There you go. That's you can actually see me now. First 10 Doom Eagles are close to done. Fuck yeah. Well, what time is it? Well, got loads of time. Okay, it's the 14th, so I've got about 15 days to get this complete. Okay, so this is my test piece, but I don't like the lips. I'm gonna cut it up. Yeah, I'm thinking I got this green flock. I bought a second edition lot a few months ago, and it came with the original green flock that Games Workshop sold. I'm kind of tempted to use that. There you go, let's break this up a little bit more. But I would like a sort of Armageddon-ish base. Ooh, okay, that's close to the wire. Okay, let's glue this on. Do you think that'll work? Like a burnt orange with a little bit of green flock smattered onto the base? Not sure. Not sure whether I'm just trying to do too much with it. Just the bases and eyes to do. Oh, you're putting me to shame. You're putting me to shame. Okay, my first unit. I'll say this. So Zappy, just the bases to go. With your Doom Eagles, what rules are you using for them? I know you're using black shields, but what black shield rules are you using for them? Okay, 4167. This, my first unit was the new breaches with the Templar cross. And, yes, I know who you are. With the shields, and my unit for this month is some heavy support troops with assault cannons. I call them Oathbound. That sounds disgusting. You know, if you're live and you want to tell me what your army list is, what's in it? So with mine, I have got a couple of units of Marines, despoilers, tactical squads, both in rhinos. I love the idea that Rhino rushes back. It feels like Third Ed all over again. I'm definitely going to be Rhino rushing my guys around. Then I've got a unit of Assault Terminators led by Amit. And I am working on a character creation chart. I've been really inspired by the Maelstrom book. Look at that. Look how gorgeous that is. Beautiful. Yeah, I've been really inspired by the Maelstrom book. And I want to create something like that, but in the Scouring era challenge. If you have any aspiring rules writers out there want to help me with it, help me with the editing, I'm all ears. But I would like a character creation process for characters like Amit, for these kind of personalities. All right, regular bare minister. I'm still fussing with my test piece. Remind me again, what is your test piece? What are you doing for your challenge? Because I'm terrible with names. I'm much better with faces. So we can zoom in a little bit. I'm a little bit far out there. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Oh, I've zoomed in too much. Oh, about to focus. There you go. I think I'm in focus there. Yeah, let's go with that. Oh, this is really good beer. Wet the baby's head. Another aspect I like about this is that when I cut this up, I create like a ledge here, so I get a little bit more height. I can glue a few more bits to kind of like break up the view. Black and pink ink. Oh, Inquisitor Red Hunters. I know who you are. I know who you are. Great. You still, what are you up to? You're still fussing with the test piece. It's a difficult project. It's not like a Space Marine army you're developing where it's like quite simple and straightforward. Just, you know, flesh tearers, get the red right, does most of the job for you. It's like each unit you need to do a test piece for. Excellent. Again, if you want to bribe me with beer, if you want to shout out, if you want to, no, I guess the term is sponsor. If you want to sponsor me, sending with beer, go ahead. Oh, quick shout out. It's Mother's Day tomorrow. Oh, this is bad. I've got a advert on here for, it's Mother's Day tomorrow. Buy pots and pans. Oh, my wife would kill me if I bought her pots and pans. She'd kill me with her cooking. Am I right, guys? Oy! All right. Yes, Mother's Day tomorrow for those who forgotten. Yeah. Oh, Matt Naranjo. I'm awfully sorry for that. Building up destroyers and tac squads for my Proto Star Phantoms. Boom. Nice. Star Phantoms. I know that they're meant to be third founding, but we're allowing third founding. We're allowing. I'm very loose with the things you can do and can't do in this challenge. I'd rather it be a yes than a no. Put it that way. Guys, do what you want. It's your hobby. Let's loosen up. Got distracted by Alpha Legion and Iron Warrior Rapiers. Bad, naughty. By the end of the month, you need to get your first unit done. Or I'm going to kick you out of the Discord. I'll physically hunt you down. And I'll make you paint. Oh, please glue. There you go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Just got my Scutari infantry currently. Yeah, it's more than enough. How many Scutari are you doing? How many's in the collection? Just do a little test fit here. This guy. Ooh, yeah. Now, I'm unsure. You know, I'm going to paint the bases separately. I hate doing this. I hate painting the bases separately, but I'm really not sure what to do with the bases. I know exactly what I'm doing with the Marines. I don't know what I'm doing with the bases. Okay, got one here. Oh, it's starting to look like something now. It's starting to look like a collection. Now, I don't want any, ideally I don't want any doubles. There's like a dead dude there. Okay. It's a beautiful detail, but oh, you're gone. Sorry, dead dude. Maybe I can leave a foot behind. Anybody else having troubles basing? I've got my test piece done, but I haven't based him. This is my next hurdle. I figure I can crack on with the unit at the very least, and then get the basing done in another time. So even if I don't get the basing done this month through indecision, I can at least, at the very least, get. You know, I'm just going to leave it like that. I can build the rest of it around. I can add a bit of variety to this. Oh, there we go. This perfect. Look at that. Look at that. Inspiration strikes. Yeah, go make sure that it. Yeah, it's looking hot. That is looking hot. Okay, I really need to file that down. Okay, got one here already made. One I made earlier. Just got my Scutarian infantry currently. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, what are we thinking with basing our stuff? How are we basing? Our miniatures. Hold on. Can you hear that pinging off the studio? I'm going to lose an eye doing this. But I'm insured. Come on, lose an eye, then I never have to work again. Buy insurance, kids. It's worth it. Okay, it's a little bit of a lip there, but I can live with it. I don't want to jump off and start filing stuff down now. Okay. We're going to be rounding off next 10 minutes because I'm teaching. I'm teaching in 10 minutes time. Teaching a gentleman how to paint bust piece. For sure, muddy waters on the Star Phantoms founding has been interesting, grounding them in Scouring era. Yeah, it's been a fascinating project, just seeing what people are gravitating towards in this. You know, I bought a tool earlier. I bought this. It's Manwa. Let's try my Manwa out. Pop this in. And then, oh, this is a recipe for disaster, isn't it? I'm definitely going to cut my fingers on thread. Let's see how. So. I would be here all night if I did that. So this is a precision cutting tool. It's pretty precise. Have I got a piece of resin or plastic I can cut through to show you? I got a square base. Okay, let's do it on this. So if I want to preserve this piece on here, it's pretty accurate. Cuts through resin like, oh my god, look how precise that was. Huh. Manwa. Yeah, there you go. Look, it's super precise. Highly recommend. Highly recommend the Manwa. Beautiful thing. Okay, so we got. Not really planning on using the Blanchitsu base you recommended when I started the project, though. I'm not sure what legion is going to be the corpses on the bases. Ooh, that's a good question. What legion? I mean, okay, out to the chat, what legion should he paint his bases in? Yeah, I'm not sure whether I'm going to do like a take on Blanchitsu bases for these guys. I've really messed myself up here by putting this in the middle. Perhaps I can have him like stepping over it. So I've used a lot of the assault marine bodies for this project because I'm collecting flesh tears. I want something with a lot of forward momentum. So I don't think finding base is going to be a problem. Yeah, you see when I put this on, it just raises it too much. I don't want that level of thickness in there. I cut this down? No, I'll have to file the rest of these down. I'm not going to do it now on camera. I'm not going to leave you 5 minutes. And unfortunately, I've filed down a lot of the same ones. Yeah, I need to 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to file down. All right, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 done. 3. Oh, you know what? 3 more. I'm so close to getting 3 done. I'm gonna do it. There you go. I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna see if I can cut this down a little bit more. Come on. This is gonna ruin these clippers or blind me. And I'm definitely not operating. Oh, that went on my forehead then. I'm definitely not operating with good health and safety here. Do not do what I'm doing. This is dumb. This is really dumb. You know, I wonder if I could get a big file for this. I'll just file it down. And then snort the ashes. All that dust that comes out, I'll snort it for you guys. Okay, 8 Scouring in the squad, but I wanted to make full 16. Oh my god, I'm splitting the challenge. Yeah, please do, for your own sanity. Yeah, split it over 2 months. That's a crazy amount. Because, I mean, a unit for Astartes could be like 5 guys. A unit for Guard, Scutari, that could be like 20. Hello, hacks. How are we doing? Anybody else at Adepticon? End of the month? Anyone else interested in the 40k reveals? I'm tremendously interested in them. The rumours, it's worth reviewing the rumours maybe. Orcs versus Space Marines. Space Marines painted up as Blood Angels. Blood Angels, and the setting's going to be revolving around Armageddon. Music to my ears. Apparently the Space Marines are going to be slightly redesigned. So they are no longer Primaris heavy. They're just going to be called Tactical Marines. They're not going to be. They're not Primarisized. The armor is going to change. So it's no longer so heavily leaning on Primaris aesthetics. It's going into classic Space Marine aesthetics. A little bit like the Space Wolf releases we've just had. Again, absolute music to my ears. If they redo 2nd edition, but with modern sculpts, better miniatures, chef's kiss. Yes, I'm all on board with that. Bring me back to Armageddon, baby. Do it. Let's relive my childhood. It hasn't come down at all. Right. Please don't snort the dust. You're not the boss of me. You're not my father. Wet sand resin to prevent dust. Oh, okay, let's wet it. Okay, Zappy, good. Yeah, there we go. That's the encouragement I want. Do it. Now, please don't do it out there. I'm going to get sued for this. I'm going to clean up thoroughly. Oh, yeah, okay, there we go. Heard rumours that the new kit intercessors might be mixed armor marks. Yeah, I understand why Games Workshop went this route, why they went Primaris to kind of like break away from the previous releases. Just upscale everything. The Space Wolves are an utter joy to paint. Utter joy, because it reminds me of the Space Wolves I collected as a kid. That's what I want. I just want to be reminded of like all the stuff of being a child, you know. When you look at those old 2nd edition miniatures, they aren't very good. They're not. But it has that hold on your nostalgia. Like you look at the artwork and you think the miniatures you're painting are like the artwork. If they actually produce amazing miniatures, Yarrick apparently is coming back as well. Hyped if it's real and the spoilers in my list after Adepticon. Hell yeah. Will I see any of you at Adepticon? That is the main question. Anybody taking any classes? Come on. Come on. Is this filing being worth it? Yeah, kind of. I'm going to file for another 5 minutes. You're going to keep me company as I do this. We're going to talk 40k rumours. I don't really care for the game. I don't care if the game is good or not. My Black Legion collection was meant to be a 10th edition army to get myself into the game and get myself playing again. Didn't play a single game. Hell, I barely collected a Black Legionnaire. I only just completed the first tactical squad in the army last month. So I don't really care about the game. The lore, I mean, we've seen what's happening in the Horus Heresy. We see what's happening in 40k. The lore, come see, come saw. I got the old stuff. I got this community I can get hyped with. I can create my own narrative. I can create my own community. I create my own Warhammer community. Create my own friends. I could talk to them by myself. Valrak says we may be getting the Scouring separate game. Fuck yeah. Yeah, all the rumours I'm talking about comes from Valrak as well. He's been doing some wonderful, I think it's every Monday he does like a rumour roundup. And that's been very engaging. It's been really good to watch that. Haven't played since 7th edition. Yeah, I mean, when you get a bit older, you get family, finding the time to spend 2 hours playing the game, and it's like, for me, it would be like an hour journey into Firestone Games, finding the game, setting up, playing it 2 hours, and then an hour back. It's an entire evening gone. When really I could be working, I could be spending time with my family. It's just such a big time commitment, but I still want to be engaged with it. I still like having that like mental repository, that mental outlet. Let's go with that. To be able to like think about the lore and like where my guys are in it and the setting. I enjoy that, having sort of like a background noise to my to my day-to-day activities, just to give it a bit of spice. And it's been a sad demise watching what's happening to 40k. But I'm hoping. I'm an optimist by heart. I'm always, I mean, it's, I guess you could see it as naivety, but I'm an optimist at heart. and I'm optimistic we'll see a good edition of 40k. That'll be outrageously amazing. It'll unite the community, bring world peace. Everyone will love it. Okay. All that filing, so worth it. Because I can whack this in the middle, and I've shaved a couple of inches off it. I can use all these slivers as well. Damage. I'm the same, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, like attracts like. I think most of the people in this community are like the 40k universe. They just don't like the modern 40k universe. You know, we've got the old stuff to rely on. I've been going back over 3rd edition. I mean, hell, this Flesh Terror project is in part my way of trying to collect a 3rd edition army, but building on 3rd edition heresy rules. It's a rule set I'm kind of familiar with. I like the rule set of 3rd edition. I like the reactions. I like the interactivity. Some aspects of it I don't enjoy that much. Like with any edition has its drawback. No edition was perfect. But what would be I'd love to play a couple of games of 3rd, just using the rule book, just the army list in the rule book, using that straight up. I'm not sure how many games, because the destroyers, you can't use destroyers in that edition. You can't do interesting things. I think I'd want one game out of it, get bored, and want to do something else. Okay, I need to build one more base. I don't want it too ostentatious. I'm still using tactical squads and devastator squads for the core of my army. Yeah, I'm mostly so I'm mostly playing BB at my local store. Nice, but primarily a painter myself. I do enjoy the meta chasing that a lot of I don't enjoy a lot of the meta chasing 40k players do. Yeah, it feels like it's become like this abstracted game. The more the editions go on, the less I can see of its sort of like RPG roots. Yeah, I'm just going to add a couple of bits of debris in here. This isn't going to be one of those bases that really stands out. Not every base needs to have like a ton of masonry on it. There you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fuck! Need one more. One more. Okay. Snap this bad boy up. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to call it quits. Yeah, Blood Bowl is phenomenal. Like the community, I think it's the best community Games Workshop have, the Blood Bowl community. It's so good, so funny. I have printed off a Dark Elf team for myself. There we go. Maybe a little bit of detritus. Poking out. Don't want to load in here, just poking out from the ruins. I'm going to take some texture paste, pop this around the bases, make them look individual and nice. But that is it. 10 bases. My friends, we've done it. We've got a show, 10 bases, Flesh Terrors. We've been through the Scouring era. Thank you so much for making that past hour or so enjoyable. Next, I should be live streaming next week as well. You know what? Next week, let's make it a viewer show. Get your stuff done. Hashtag Scouring era on all kinds of social media. But more importantly, put it in the Discord. I will do a review of your miniatures and I will critique them. I will give you a full-on critique that I normally give students. Okay, this is your opportunity to get the most out of your miniature painting. So make sure you pop it in a Discord by next week. I live stream, I'll do live edits, and we might have a bit of time to go through one of the Scouring era chapters. Okay, thank you so much again.